it play and call it work.
Oh, hey everybody, and welcome to a Codex Chaos Knights First Impressions? Yeah, this is First Impressions, because I don't know how to review this thing yet, because I've never played against or with Imperial Knights, so I don't really know how to compare everything yet, so I will give you my first impressions of this brand new Codex that I literally just got my hands on, and also we're talking about the new model. Near the end of this video, I'll actually open this thing up and show you the sprues. They are quite beautiful. Like, honestly, this is probably the nicest model that's come out in a long time, from my point of view. This thing's absolutely beautiful. And I think I gotta paint a couple. So we'll take a look at that. But let's go over the stuff that's in this brand new book and see what's happening here. I'll tell you right now, it's a lot what you expect. So I'm gonna briefly semi-skim through this book. And unfortunately, I don't have time for a bat rep. Just that this came so late. But I will get one up as soon as I possibly can. And then maybe after a couple of games, I'll do a review and see how I feel the thing does as a whole. And I won't do direct comparisons to the Imperial Knights Codex because, again, I'm just not overly familiar with it. But I see a lot of similarities and a few things that are different, obviously. So terminology is a little different. Instead of free blades, we have dread blades, and there is a page there of packs and what's the word? Packs and boons. Okay, so we have packs and damnation. So good things and bad things. We'll go over that briefly. I find it to be the one negative I think in this book, but again, it's too early for me to say. I found some really cool combos. I'm waiting to see what y'all come up with. And honestly, post below any cool combos you've seen to come up with. So first War Scroll, or sorry, wrong game. First data slate is the War Dog. Now the War Dog is your armiger. They call it the War Dog here. Basically cut and paste. We have the Knight Despoiler. He's basically a lot. If you remember the old Chaos Knight data slate, it's essentially the same thing. You can swap out, you come with the Thunderstrike Gauntlet and Reaper Chain Cannon and Thunderstrike Gauntlet. You come with those, and if you have those two weapons, you get +1 attack and weapon skill, just like before. You can still have 2 Gatling Cannons. But yeah, it's basically the same. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't see anything different about that one. We have the new Big Knight, which, is it called the Castellan? Well, the new big Imperial Knights, newer, they've been around for a while now, but they're called Knight Tyrants in here. We have the Knight Desecrators. They have the special rule called Taskmaster. Reroll hit rolls of 1 for Questor's Trader War Dogs. Remember, those are your armiger type things, while they're within 6 of this model. We have anything else? It comes with the Laser Destructor and the Reaper Chainsword. You can swap out the Chainsword for Thunderstrike Gauntlet, and I think that's the only options on that one. We have the Knight Rampager. Okay, so the Knight Rampager also comes with the Reaper Chainsword and the Thunderstrike Gauntlet and your Titanic feet, obviously. This one's interesting. I think I really like this one. It is... I just know something else. Full disclosure, this is actually the second time I'm doing this review. I've been doing this for 5 years now, and I forgot to turn my mic on in the last one. Finally did that. So we're going over this again, which actually might be a little better because I just caught something I didn't catch last time. Okay, so Knight Despoiler, your old copy and paste Chaos Knight from before, basically. The Knight Rampager also comes with the Reaper Chainsword, also comes with the Thunderstrike Gauntlet and Titanic feet, but the Knight Rampager may not swap those out. It has to have those 2 weapons. Chainsword, Punchy Fist. It does have weapon skill 2+. It does have the 5 attacks. It is 20 points more for the total on the Rampager over the Despoiler, but it gains the Frenzied Rampage special rule. Anytime you roll an unmodified roll of 6 to hit with the is it called Chain Sword? Chain Glaive? Reaper Chainsword, or the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. I know it's the third thing. If you roll an unmodified 6 to hit with the Reaper Chainsword or Thunderstrike Gauntlet, it's 2 hits for 20 points more. Now, 2 things I just noticed, that The Knight Despoiler with Thunderstrike Gauntlet and Reaper Chainsword is 23 power if you play power. If you do the Rampager, it's 19 power. I wonder why that is. So the Knight Rampager is 20 points more, but 4 less power for equivalent loadout. You get a special rule over here, and this one you can have the same equipment. You can swap one or both weapons out for a shooting weapon. So I just noticed the power difference. And secondly, I wonder if this will be FAQ, or maybe it's just meant to be this way. When resolving an attack made with a Reaper Chainsword or Thunderstrike Gauntlet by this model, an unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 1 additional hit. What if you take there's 2 relics. Well, there's actually a lot of relics actually, but there's 2 relics I'm thinking off the top of my head. The Teeth That Hunger is a relic Reaper Chainsword, and the Gauntlet of Ascension, which is a relic Thunderstrike Gauntlet. I guess rules as written, you wouldn't get 2 hits for those weapons with this model. So I guess that's worth keeping in mind. Though I can argue, I can see it being FAQ that you could, or errated that you could, but here and now, looks like you can't. Either way, so there's that difference. Like the Knight Rampager is pretty cool. But that's the Knight's basically what you expect. There's not a lot to change there. But what we're all looking for in this book, I think, well, we're all expecting all that to be the same. Do they get houses, stuff like that? Well, they have 2 fallen houses, essentially. The Iconoclast household and the Infernal household. Actually, that's what they're called. Yep, that's what they're called. They have the same detachment restrictions as Imperial Knights, so if you don't understand what that is, you don't need to know, but it's not necessary to know right now. If you're worried about Imperial Knights having the same, you have the same detachment restrictions. Okay, so if you're Iconoclast household, here are your rules. I'll just read it straight up for you. If a model with this ambition, if you're Iconoclast, you gain the Conquers Without Mercy ambition. So a model with this ambition made a charge move, was charged or performed a heroic intervention, add 1 to the model's attack characteristics until the end of the turn. And armor penetration characteristics of melee weapons this model is equipped with is improved by 1 until the end of the turn. In addition, when an enemy unit fails a morale test within 12 of any friendly models with this ambition, 1 additional model flees. That sounds really cool. Then you read the next one, which is gross. Exciting, but maybe too good. But maybe not. But probably. Okay, so if you take the Infernal household ambition, you have the Demonic Surge special rule. So at the start of your movement phase, each model with this ambition can use a Demonic Surge. If a model uses a Demonic Surge, it suffers 1 mortal wound. And then you roll a d3, and you can solve the table, which is right here, and you have 3 different boons you can possibly get. However, you can choose to take d3 mortal wounds and then pick your result. First one is Demonic Hunger. Add 2 to your model's move characteristics, add 1 to advance, add 1 to charge. There are 2 or 3 more things in this book that can add +1 to advance and charge. There's a stratagem for advancing and charging. That's super fast. Next one is Demonic Fortitude, +1 toughness. All those lives cannons now wounding on 4s. Big deal. And the last one, Demonic Power. Select 1 ranged weapon this model is equipped with. Add 1 to that weapon's, strength character. I threw up my mouth a little bit. Add 1 to that weapon's strength characteristic and damage characteristic. So let's just quickly review what the Avenger Gatling Cannon does. I know many of you are like, oh, that's pretty good. Okay, so Avenger Gatling Cannon is a 36-inch range, heavy 12, strength 6, -2, 2 damage. Take D3 mortal wounds. You can pick this one, and now that gun is strength 7, 3 damage. 12 shots. Oh, and there's more than one way to heal these things, right? So it's not taking the mortal wounds is not that bad. Not that bad at all. So that one I can see getting heavy use from me and many of you guys. Stratagems, we got tons. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. Tons and tons and tons and tons. Plenty. 3 pages. Okay, so we have what? 4, 7, looks like 15 stratagems that everybody can use, and then Each household has 4 specific ones. No point in going over all of them, mostly because I'm not going to know how powerful they really are until I start playing. But the questions I know some of you are going to ask, do they have Death Grip? They do. They got the Death Grip stratagem, which is going to be arguably better than Imperial Knight's Death Grip, but it's only because of a relic. But I mean, they use a relic as well. So Josh and I have already had this discussion this morning. He thinks it might be better, and I think I agree with him. Though way in below, after I get to that relic, keep in mind Death Grip, it does have the new FAQ'd wording where if the character rolls a, you know what? I'll explain to those of you who don't know what Death Grip does. A model with the Thunderstrike Gauntlet picks up a character. It makes a single attack against a character. It costs 1 command point to do this single extra attack, and squeezes that character and does D3 mortal wounds to it. And then the knight and that enemy character roll a d6 and add their strength. Now the strength of the knight is like 8, right? If the knight rolls higher, you roll d3 more mortal wounds, and then you do it again and again until either the character is dead or he beats the knight's strength test. But now, if the enemy character ever rolls a 6 for its strength test, I'll air quote that, it immediately stops. They win. So that's good. That's good because it was really strong. Though it's still very, very good. It's 1 command point. Thunderstop, extra command traits. Rotate Iron Shield, same as before. Demonic Guidance System, what's this one? Use a strategy when a knight tyrant model from your army fires Overwatch or is chosen to shoot with until the end of that phase. 1 shield breaker missile. Yeah, that's the same. Devastating Reach, full tilt. Can advance and charge 2 command points. Okay, so we have Trail of Destruction, which I believe that the Chaos Knights have that the Imperial Knights don't have. But use a strategy when this Chaos Knight fires Overwatch or is choosing to fight in the combat or shooting phase. Yeah, you just reroll all your hits. Take that D3 mortal wounds, fire those 12 shots that Avenger Gatling can, reroll the hit, and strike 7, 3 damage. Oh hey, why not take a relic that actually you just ignore all modifiers to hit? Yeah, there's a relic called the Helm of the Warp Sight. Ignore all modifiers to hit. Is it all negative modifiers? Ignore hit roll modifiers. Can't think of any boon ones. But either way, we got that reroll to hit stratagem. It's gonna do work. We do have 4 new stratagems for each household. Let's go over the iconoclast ones first. These are the not demonic surge ones. The weird thing is I think the iconoclast stuff is actually really cool. The demonic surge right now, as I go through this book for like one time, like just for today, I've gone through this book. I'm like, I'm leaning that way. So I'm very interested to know how you guys feel about the other ones. So the 4 stratagems for iconoclast, we have break the enemy line. It's 2 command points. Start of the fight phase, select 1 enemy within one of the iconoclasts that made a charge move within the phase. It's reroll to hit. It's reroll to hit in the fight phase for 2 command points. Okay. The next 3 are a vow. They are all done before the game starts. If you do, there's a vow of carnage, the vow of dominance, the vow of the beast slayer. I'll just get the basic rules that they all share out of the way. If you take the vow of carnage, you may not take the vow of dominance or beast slayer. You can only have 1 vow. And these stratagems, even though they're done before the game starts, you only do to 1 night because they are once per battle stratagems. So the vow of carnage is interesting. You gotta keep a tally of how many models was destroyed by the knight. For every 10, you add 1 to their attack characteristic. Not terrible, not fantastic, but it's only 1 command point. Now, right now, today, I don't know. I can't say how valuable that command point is. I think I'll play around with some lists to see how many command points you can start getting in your list. That might be too much to spend, but maybe not. Vow of Dominance, again, these are all iconoclasts. Until the end of the, this is pretty cool. You're going to look at your opponent's army before you spend the stratagem, obviously. Before the end of battle, pick the model, only 1 model, 1 stratagem. An unmodified wound roll of 1, 2, or 3 will always fail against that model. So las cannons are only wounding you on 4. You can't wound this thing on a 3+. You go up against this crazy strength 9, strength 10, strength 11, strength 12 attacks, only wounding on 4s. You find somebody strength 16, only wounding on 4s. Now, Apocalypse just came out, so it's a little different. Or just came out, it's about to come out. It's a little different. Apocalypse is a little bit different now. But if you were playing a game with a bunch of big things, this would be fantastic. If you're going up against Tau with a bunch of big guns, if you're going against a bunch of laser destroyers, maybe Admech with a bunch of big guns, Lascan heavy Devastators or Havoc armies, or even Obliterators, this is a fantastic stratagem. 2 command points, fantastic. And then Vow of the Beast Slayer. This one's only 1 command point. It's for the Iconoclast, all the rules. Until the end of the battle, when resolving an attack made by that model against an enemy that contains a model, so an enemy unit that contains a model with a wound characteristic of 8 or higher, you reroll 1s to wound. It's 1 command point. There are other ways of getting, if I'm worried about rerolling to wound, I'm going to take the Relic Gauntlet, but we'll get to that. I'm too excited. Okay, so here are the 4 Iconoclast stratagems. So not Iconoclast. Here are the 4 Infernal Household stratagems. This is the one with the crazy good shooting. Okay, we have for 2 command points, bind the souls of the defeated. Use a stratagem at the start of the fight phase to select 1 Infernal Household model from your army until the end of that phase when any model is destroyed as a result of an attack made by a melee weapon selected by this model, roll a d6. On a 4+, the selected model gains 1 lost wound. Wow. Each model can only regain up to 6 wounds. Okay. So you're gonna take your D3 mortal wounds, you're gonna make your Gatling gun really good, and you kill a tank or a bunch of super elite infantry or whatever, and then you go charge something with your feet and you stamp a bunch of Gribblies down, you roll a bunch of D6s every 4+, you get a mortal, so you get a wound back. Up to a maximum of 6. It's 2 command points is a lot, but I mean, hey, win or lose the game because the Knight's still alive, right? Pact of the Dark Gods. I believe there's something similar to this in Imperial Knights, but I can't remember offhand. 3 command points. When the Knight dies, spend this command point, and then roll a die. And a 4+, the Knight comes back to life or stays on the table with D3 wounds. Place more inch wave at main models, and you can't use a stratagem more than once per model. You can't do the same model every turn. It keeps dying. It's 3 command points. Again, it could mean the difference between win or lose, but you're not going to use it every game. Demonic Ammunition. This is another one that's interesting, but I'm not too sure about. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select a Chaos Knights detachment. Until the end of the battle, heavy stubbers for Infernal Household Chaos Knights have strength 5. And it's not once per battle, so you can do to every one of your detachments, every 1 command point, all your heavy stubbers are strength 5. It's kind of cool, but can we afford to spend the command point? I don't know. But if we can, strength 5 is not terrible. And then this is really cool. This is really cool. This is what I love. For 2 command points, Diabolic Rift. Diabolic Rift. Use a stratagem at the start of your opponent's psychic phase until the end of that phase when a psychic test is taken for an enemy model within 12 of the Chaos Knight from the Infernal Household. That enemy model suffers Perils of the Warp on any dice roll instead of just a double 1 or double 6. You want to cast an attempt, or you want to attempt to cast an attempt. You want to attempt to cast something, manifest a power, you're periling. Did you fail? Yeah, you failed there anyway. 2 command points. It's going to run them close to the big blob of 2 Demon Princes and Ahriman and all those little Psychers throwing smites all at you. Well, every time they try to smite, they're going to take D3 mortal wounds. Hopefully killing other things around them. So yeah, stratagems, I'm going to say probably pretty good in this book. More useful ones than we typically see, but I guess the last couple of books have had a lot of really good ones. So, nice stratagems. I can't compare them to Imperial Knight stratagems. I just don't know. You guys can weigh in below, but I think these are, I like these stratagems. Moving on to the next thing, and let's keep this thing going. We have Dreadblade Pacts and Damnations. This is disappointing. So like Free Blades, you can pick a pact from the list, and then you have to pick 2 damnations, or you can roll randomly for 2 packs and then roll randomly for 1 damnation. The packs, the bonuses aren't good enough to outweigh the negatives of the damnations, even though I know you don't always have a damnation, you have to do a leadership test first. I just don't see it. However, there is one there's one called the Archfiend. This model can perform heroic interventions as if it were a character. It can do so if there are any enemy models within 6 instead of 3, and it can move up to 6 instead of 3. People are going to forget about that. People often fall back and stay within 3 of characters unintentionally. You constantly have to remind them, hey, dude, remember, I have heroic intervention, so I'm going to go back into combat with you. 6 inches, people are going to forget. Also, there's a relic. Okay, we're going to relics next. I want to talk about one of the relics over here because I'm thinking about a combo with this pact. I don't know which damnations that would take, but if I were to choose this pact, get that 6-inch heroic intervention, there is a relic called the Quicksilver Throne of Slanesh. When an advance or charge roll is made for a model, will this relic add 1 to the result? Again, there are many ways of getting that +1 to advance and charge, so we can stack up some good numbers there. This model also always fights first in the fight phase. A Slanesh thing, even though I did not charge, and then same rules that we're all used to with that, alternating if similar rules. It's very reasonable to get a turn 1 charge with a knight, do work. Your opponent falls back and tries to kill you because they're in the lines. If they fail, they probably didn't move far enough away from you, and you're catching them again. Or maybe these couldn't move far back. Sometimes people just block themselves around buildings, especially when they deploy. It's a mistake we all make. I play games almost daily, and we always get caught, every one of us gets caught out in bad positions during deployment every now and then, or we just didn't see one angle or something. I think that potentially is really good. I mean, there are Warlord Traits will add to your speed as well. So that one is tempting. It's tempting. Other than that, the Dreadblade packs and damnations, I'm not going to go over them all. I just don't want to taint. You know what? Give me your opinions when everything comes out. It's not seeing it. They're a little boring to me. As for relics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 relics. I'll give you the gist of all of them. Blasphemous Engine for Infernal Household only. You double the wound characters remaining for determining your wound chart for how bracketed you are. Is it worth a relic? Probably not, but maybe. It's your decision. Veil of Medringard, Iconoclast only. 4-up invulnerable save against ranged weapons. This was cool. Cornet target. Once per battle at the start of the fight phase, you activate it. When it does, until the end of that phase, invulnerable saves cannot be taken for attacks made against this model, or the model itself can't make invulnerable saves. Now, they don't come with an invulnerable save in combat, but there might be ways of getting invulnerables. So if you want to make an assassin character, you're going to run up and run right to Gilliman and just get him. Gilliman can't make his invulnerable saves. Zinchian Pyrothrone, the knight gets the Warlord trait. The knight gets the Psyker keyword, and can do 1 power? Yep, and no smite. Yeah, so make your knight Psyker for a relic. Helm of the Warp Sight we already talked about for Rampagers, Desecrators, or Knight Spoilers only. Ignore hit and roll modifiers. The Diamondus. Okay, so this is a model with the Laser Destructor only. The relic replaces the Laser Destructor and has the following profile. So a Laser Destructor is typically Strength 60, Heavy D3, Strength 14, -4 D6 damage. If you roll 6 to wound, it does D3 more wounds on top. This one is Heavy 3 instead of Heavy D3, and it's Strength 16 instead of Strength 14. So you're wounding even toughness 8 on 2s. Good. It's pretty good. Is it worth your relic? Maybe, but there's so many good ones in here. We have the Tyrant's Banner. Other Chaos units within 60, you get +1 leadership. The Teeth That Hunger. When the bear fight... Oh, sorry. It's a Reaper Chainsword that has it's Strength 8 instead of it's Strength +8 instead of Strength +6. It is -4 AP instead of -3. But you also make 1 additional attack with the weapon. But at the end of battle round where no models were destroyed by this weapon, you roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, you take a mortal wound. Kind of cool. The Rune of Nactagra. Nactagra. Rune of Nactagra, I think. It's for Dreadblade models only. So remember, that's like free blade type stuff. You have to pick your pact and your boons and stuff, or roll your pact and boons. So you have to have a model that has played with pacts and boons. Then you take this relic. The model has a 5-up invulnerable save made by attacks with ranged and melee weapons. This model gets 1 additional pact and 1 additional damnation of your choice. So you can pick 2 packs or roll 2 and then pick a third. But you're going to have probably 3 damnations because you don't want to risk rolling. Yeah. This is really cool. I really like this one. The Putrid Carapace of Nurgle. When resolving an attack made by a melee weapon against a model with this relic, if the saving throw is successful, roll a d6. On a 4+, the unit that made the attack suffers 1 mortal wound. Just charging the Gribblies? They're going to punch themselves to death. Bound Viridian Psychogeist. I'm saying it like a question. Did I pronounce that correctly? When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon made by this model with this relic, an unmodified wound roll 6 has armor penetration increased by 1. Meh. Traitor's Mask, if you win 12, you -1 leadership. If you're within 6, -2 leadership. The Quicksilver Throne we've already talked about. And the creme de creme, the relic of the book, the Gauntlet of Ascension. It is a Thunderstrike Gauntlet. It is strength times 2. It is -4. It's 6 damage. I know Imperial Knights have the 8 damage version. But strength times 2, -4, damage 6. So your strength 16. It does not have a -1 to hit modifier. When resolving an attack made with this weapon, you can re-roll hit rolls and you can re-roll wound rolls. It's not failed hit rolls. It's not wound rolls. This relic, probably on a model that hits on 2s, probably going to be wounding most things on 2s, if not everything on 2s. It's just probably on a model with 5 attacks, 2s re-rolling, and then 2s re-rolling. It's so reliable. Like, you just know what it's going to do every turn. 2s re-rolling is almost always, I know there's math, it's almost always going to be 5 hits and 5 wounds. -4, 6 damage each. What's more, there's more. When the character model is destroyed by an attack by this gauntlet, which also would count for the stratagem, Death Grip, add 1 to the bearer's strength characteristics and 1 to the bearer's attacks characteristics. So we have a Thunderstrike Gauntlet that doesn't have a modifier to hit. Rerolls hit and wound rolls, not failed hit and wound rolls, rerolls hit and wound rolls. On top of that, for every character it kills, you get +1 attack, +1 strength. This thing is so good. And I don't even like combat. Warlord Traits, what we expected. We have 1, I explained, +1 to advance and charge. Oh, and that also gives you +1 attack when you're holding your opponent's deployment zone. There's 1 that gives you +1 attack. There's 1 that modifies leadership, like enemy leadership. Oh no, is it leadership? Oh, -1 to morale test. There's 1 that enemy vehicles that are within 6 inches of your warlord at the end of the movement, your movement phase, you roll die on a 4+, they suffer a mortal wound, whatever. 1 that gives you the ability to deny a psychic power. And you also ignore mortal wounds on a 5+ if they came from psychic powers. Stuff like that. But they talk about how that works with the other relics. You can deny 2 if you become a psyker with the relic that makes you a psyker. So Warlord Traits, I think most of us are probably going to take the +1 attack, but again, they're combos. So many relics that I don't even, like, I'm positive I did not find all the combos yet. The relic for 4 ranging and shooting is only for the Iconoclast. The relic that you ignore your bracketed or your bracket things are double is only for Infernal. The rest are not house specific. And like the helm that you ignore modifiers to hit can't go on the Tyrant. So can't go on the, I don't know if I said that, but just bring that up. Can't go on the Tyrant. There's another one. The Tyrant's banner, weirdly enough, can't go on the Tyrant. And that's it. The rest don't. Oh, and then the rune of Naktagra can only go on a Dreadblade. So I say Relics, really good. Warlord Traits, good. Stratagems, really good. Not an expert, but I will get some bat rips in. And then probably do a more in-depth review. But man, they can get lost in the beautifulness of the art in this book. Like Like, you've all seen these pictures 1,000 times. The Knights are just beautiful. So the thing that got me super excited for this, like I had zero interest in doing a Knight army. Well, I shouldn't say that. I guess every army at one point or another tickles me a little bit. But this kit is so pretty that I have to do this. So I will be painting up some Knights. We don't always show you the stuff that come in these boxes, but I was looking at the sprues, and you got to see them right now. I'm going to show you right now. This is for you fellow hobbyists. Okay, so we have a Chaos Knight sprue. We have the cool new legs, articulated, you know, the backwards knee bend, but chains, spikes, everything you'd expect from a Chaos sprue. If I recall correctly, it's been a while since I assembled a Knight, but it looks like the legs are in fewer pieces. This box only has 3 sprues that are this size. Feels like a lot less bits, but good. Good for me. The weapons here, the Reaper Chainsword, it's beautiful. It feels like it has way more detail than the old one. The Gauntlet, again, way more detail. This is all the weapons. Luckily, not luckily, weird enough, if you notice, there is the Laser Destructor, and that's it for ranged weapons. You have 1 ranged weapon in this one. So that means for most of the loadouts that I like, well, that I've liked previously, I don't know what I'm going to like going forward. You still got to buy some other Knight kits if you want rapid fire battle cans, if you want Avenger Gatling cans, you got to buy other kits. But right here, this is the sprue that I needed to show you guys. So we've all seen the pictures in the Warhammer community, these beautiful, beautiful Knights. These Knights are tempting everybody, but I looked at the sprues. I'm going to pull this a little closer. Check out the detail on the shoulders and on the armor. Just the little imperfections that Chaos does. It was just better than I expected. I thought everybody needed to see these. There you go, a 3 sprue Knight. I just thought you all needed to see those bits. They were too pretty to not show everybody. Now, to be very honest with you, I am a little disappointed that we don't have every weapon option in the box. I don't know why. I kind of expected to have everything, but I get it. I get why not. So it's likely, if you want to make a full Knight army that all look like this, that all have the same leg articulation, the same really cool Chaos Imperfected armor, you're going to spend a lot of money buying other Knight kits to get all the guns and weapons you're going to need. Because if you just go with just this kit, you're getting close combat Knights, which are good and cheap. Maybe too cheap, actually. Yeah, actually, I wonder if they should just increase the point cost of the combat Knights. But either way, so you're going to have combat Knights that are good and cheap, and you have the Laser Destructor, which is pretty good. Actually, it's very good. But you really want that Avenger Gatling cannon, or 2, or 12. So you have to buy some other kits. That's it. That's my only real criticism right now. But I will get some bat rips in and weigh in. Let me know what you think, and then we'll do a review afterwards as we see how this all comes together. And then, do I need to actually soup up? Do I have to bring in the cultists to get command points? We'll see. We'll do bat reps and we'll come back at this. So stay tuned, I don't know, maybe a month, maybe, who knows? Stay tuned and we'll go back to more Imperial Knight, more Chaos Knight review or second thoughts coming soon. But hey, no bat reps today, but I will get them up to you soon. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy wargaming.